Hello, hello, hello again. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm excited as ever every Sunday to come to you to give you the ABCs of self. Yes, the ABCs of self success tips. I'm Dr. Conte Terrell. Most people call me Dr. Conte. I am the CEO and owner of the Dr. Conte Speaks, which is consulting, counseling, and coaching. I'm also the mastermind and the creator behind the Conteology Queens. Those who do not know what that is, that means you, first of all, believe that you are a queen. Then you behave like a queen, and then you require queenly behaviors and treatment towards you. And so I'm excited about that, helping women to know their self-worth and their ability to love self and the ability to be pro-self. Because a lot of times we as women think that we're being selfish. And so I teach pro-self. I've done so and I'm grateful. I pinch myself every day because I am blessed to be able to do what I love, my passion and my purpose every day. And I do that through the ability of, as I said, counseling and coaching, also with my seminars, webinars, also with my books. I am an international best-selling author and an international speaker. But most of all, I just love helping you be your best self. And so I'm excited about that. I came up with the ABCs of self-success because it is so important for us to be successful within ourselves. A lot of times we look for success outside of ourselves. A lot of times I ask my clients, please tell me 3 to 10 strengths. And I can never get 3 to 10 strengths usually. Or they'll give me something about, oh, I graduated top of my class, or I have the nicest house in the neighborhood, but those are things that are things outside of you. What about things within you? What about your ability to control for yourself or your ability to be determined, to get things done, to have a lot of tenacity? What are those things that make you different? And so although ABCs of self-success go from A all the way to Z, if you're joining us, please say hello, say hi to me. We are coming to you through StreamYard, and so you will probably have to give StreamYard permission for me to see your name. And so please do so because I would love to chat with you personally. But to be able to have self-control is amazing. That is the one that we're going to talk about today. I want to catch those up who've missed the first ABCs. And as I said, although I go from A to Z, I really believe that the A, B, and the C are the best top ones. I mean, I think if you can master those, you will be able to master the other many, many, many successes that you want in life. So first of all, to catch you up, A was self-awareness. Being aware of who you are, being aware of what's important to you, your own, what you like, what you don't like, why you have the feelings about certain things that you do, being aware of your vulnerabilities, being aware of the things that set you off and why. So self-awareness is amazing. So we talked about that the first week. And I'm going to come on every Sunday at 6 o'clock. So please set your timers. And we're going to go all the way through to Z. And I promise you, you're going to be able to accomplish some amazing things if you're able to accomplish just these few ABCs of self-success. People ask all the time, Dr. Conte, how have you had several books, one being an international bestseller? How have you had a great radio show with awesome ratings? How did you start a nonprofit organization for women that's lasted, which will be 23 years old next week? Ooh, thank God. Through God, though. God first. All of those things, God first. But then to be able to have some different abilities in oneself. And so we talked about self awareness, and then we talked about self belief. The B, self belief. Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe you can accomplish things? Do you allow fear to block you and stop you, or do you plow right through fear because you have enough strong belief that you can make it? Self belief helps you to act on things, move in a way that where people are waiting and hemming and hawing and guessing and wondering and doubting and stressing. When you believe in yourself, you take that initiative and you really go for it. So having and limiting beliefs really stop you. That's those things that limit you from being able to do what God has called you to do, to accomplish your visions and your dreams. So we want to help you to have self-belief also. And then today, self-control. Self-control is big. The ability to be able to control oneself, your thoughts, your emotions, um, your behavior, to be able to have self-discipline. The Bible talks about the fruits of the Spirit, and the last one is self-discipline. And I always tease and say God gave us that last because he knew it was going to be one of the hardest things for us to tackle. So I really want to help you today to understand why it's important to have self-control, the C, self-control. We as women particularly, and I was listening to two guys today on a live, actually it was the recording, and so they were talking about women. And one of the things that they said, which I've said for many years, is really, in a nutshell, we talk too much. We talk too much. They were like, "Hi, how are you doing, Tanya? Thank you so much. Thank you so much." So they said that, listen, they were talking to guys, and they said, "Listen, guys, you don't have to do anything but just be quiet and listen, because she is going to tell you everything you need to know." That's not good, ladies. Queens, that's not good. And let me tell you why. God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason: to listen more and talk less. Because we get in relationships or we get in friendships. And first of all, that's the other thing they say, is that we move too fast, and that we define a relationship before the relationship is actually created or agreed on, or before the man has asked you to be in a relationship. So, but self-control goes a long way, not just in relationships. We're talking about in work. We're talking about the ability to also control and delay gratification, because it may not be financially the right time, or it may not be the right time or the right thing health wise. So, we're not talking about just one's ability to control the emotions and the desires and the behaviors, but we're going to talk about the ability to control your thoughts. That's really big too, to control your mouth, all of those things, what come out of your mouth, how you behave. Remember, I said the queen, when you're queening up, you're learning to not just believe you're a queen, but act like a queen. And a lot of stuff don't need to be said. A lot of stuff don't need to be said. So I just realized uh, I did not put my phone on do not disturb. So I'm doing that really quickly because if I don't, it will ring right in the middle of what I wanted to share with you. So the guys were saying on their podcast or on their live, men, don't worry about saying anything because she's gonna tell it all. And that is so true, unfortunately. And it's not a good thing because guess what? I constantly teach on narcissism and a narcissistic personality and an abusive personality. And so the abuser, hi Danica, we have to learn how to control what we think and what we say. Absolutely do. So the narcissistic person or the abuser, they sit back and they cannot wait to hear all about you. One of the things that the guy said was he can absolutely guarantee and bet on the first date that he's going to hear about your last or past relationship with somebody else. Don't do it. Ladies, talk less. Let them do the talking so you can see what you're in for. But we start talking about all of our likes, all of our dislikes, all of our family, all of our past history, all of the things that were not good in our lives, all of the past pains, all of the fears, all of what you wish you had that you did not have. So guess what? If this is somebody that is trying to manipulate, take advantage of you, abuse you, you've given them all the ammunition. You've given them the all the weapon that they need to be able to just hone in. And then all of a sudden, when you say, and I always use this as an example because I like dogs, but if you say, I like dogs, then they like dogs. But if you like cats, they like cats. Oh, I love going to church, man. I can't. Then they're like, I don't miss a Sunday. So then you start thinking, wow, we really have a lot in common. I've never been around somebody who just really gets me. Well, he's not getting you, you're giving him you. You're giving him or her, because this is for men as well, or any partner, that you're giving that person the information that they need without finding out who they are. So we gotta learn to have self-control, controlling the mouth, controlling what comes out. You know, there's an old saying, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. You know, but that's not just about other people, that's also about yourself. I say many, many times, I can tell how someone feels or what their confidence level is in the first 3 minutes of a conversation. Most of the time, less than that, because they begin to talk about things that's not so nice about themselves, how they feel about themselves, or, you know, oh, well, I wish I could do that, girl. I'm just not that good at that. Or instead of talking about what you are good at. So control what's coming out of your mouth. Speak life. Speak life. You know, so my book, I have 5 books. My 12 Months to a Better You, which is the one that went international bestseller, the very first chapter, and we'll be going over these too starting in January. I'll be on here helping you. So go ahead and get your book at www.drcontespeaks.com, www.drcontespeaks.com. Go ahead and get your A Better You book because we're going to be doing this starting January. But the very first chapter is speak into existence what you want. Speak life into what you want. Speak, you know, because what comes out of your mouth, you know, dictate the life you want. And so if it's not what you want, dictate it, speak it, you know, talk about it. That's the first chapter in the book. Is the challenge is to start speaking and dictating. Also start watching. I gave you guys an exercise last week. I talked about the imagining the empty barrels. And this was when we were talking about self-belief. But same with self-control. When you're trying to control your mind, when those demonic, negative, no good, self-defeating, self, you know, everything comes against you, everything but self and self-love and self-confidence, those things, when it's the opposite of that, you take those thoughts and imagine that you are just grabbing hold of it and snatching it out and putting it in that empty barrel on the left, because the barrel on the left represent things that you have no power to change. You cannot change the past. You can't change people, but what you can change is how you think about it. There's a saying, and I think it's Shakespeare, but I'll make sure I'll find out for you for sure, that there's nothing either good or bad, but it is how you think about it. So what you think about it. So controlling those thoughts and then reaching into that barrel on the right side that has all of the good stuff, the good affirmations, the good, scriptures, what God says you are, and replacing it, because we have so many thoughts. I think it's over 50 thoughts a minute that go through our 1,000 thoughts a minute that go through our, and I'll get that for sure too for you, that go through our brains a day. But guess what? 80% are negative. 80% are negative. And so you have got to be able to control what you're thinking, control what you're saying, control your actions, learning to respond and not react to everything. Everything does not dictate your reaction or your response. You react out of weakness. You react out of emotion. You respond out of your strength. So self-control is learning to step back and respond accordingly. Sometimes the best response is no response at all. Not responding at all sometimes is the best response. I really want to go back to the self-control in relationships, because I really want women to understand, the world takes, God put this earth together, and in 1 year, 12 months, the world takes 12 months to complete a cycle, but in 12 months, there's 4 changes. There's your spring, summer, winter, and fall, fall and winter. Just imagine how many changes an individual go through. But we're not patient enough to sit back and watch and see. And then you get into these very, very toxic, abusive relationships, things that are not worthy of a queen like yourself. You get jobs that are not worthy of a queen like yourself if you don't have self-belief that you can actually do that job and that God is going to give you what you need to get through. If you don't have self-awareness to understand why I get fearful when I do interviews, or why I don't tackle new things, or why I am still settling for this job that I've been at for 15 years, which is okay if you love it, but the one that you've hated for 15 years, the one that hasn't given you a raise in 15 years, the one that doesn't have benefits, and you're looking at other people go and accomplish things, one magnificent thing after another, and you're wondering, why not me? Self-awareness help you to figure that out. Self-belief help you to move past that. And self-control dictates how you go about getting the things you want in life. How are you able to set those boundaries, have self-control, and not allow certain things to take place? Someone said, I think Tony said, Dr. Conte let the Lord use you, or you give you wisdom. But wisdom is twofold. Wisdom is knowing what to do. You're a wise person if you know what to do, but you're a wiser person if you have the courage to do what you know. So a lot of times, that's the second part. We know what we should do, but we don't have the self-control, the self uh, ability to delay gratification for that second part of the wisdom, to have the courage to do what we know. So I just want to encourage you to come every Sunday, learn the self-success, ABCs of self-success with me, but not just learn them, practice them. Practice them. What have you started to do to have more awareness since the very first Sunday 2 weeks ago when I started this? What have you looked at and said, oh, wow, I believe in myself? Or you know what? Maybe I don't believe in myself. Why? And what is it that you need to control? Is it your thoughts? Is it your mouth? The words that come out of your mouth? Is it your actions and your behavior? Is it your emotions? Because the reason I said the world takes 12 months and go through 4 changes, we meet somebody and in 2 months you're madly in love. How is that? How is that you're in love with someone so fast? That takes self-control, to self-discipline, to say, wait a minute, I don't know this person yet. I need to learn who this person is. I need to see all of their seasons. I need to be able to, if it's not working for me, it's usually going to work against you. I say there's no in between, there's no gray areas. Things either work for you or they work against you. And so how do I know if it's working for me or against me yet if it's just 2 months? Because everything starts out beautiful, rosy. The grass is green. Give it some seasons. Give it some time. You know, there's a saying that I love and I use as my Conteology saying all the time. It's not mine. I stole it. I borrowed it. Patience is the weapon that is best used for deception to reveal itself. Yep, that's a good one. When you sit down with me, you probably need to bring a notepad, because I'm going to definitely always give you some nuggets and tips that you can take away and use in many aspects and areas of your life. Patience is the weapon that is best used for deception to reveal itself. But it takes self-control to have self-patience, to be able to sit back and listen with those 2 beautiful ears, queens. Look and watch with those 2 beautiful eyes, queens, and zip that lip up and, and listen and talk less. It takes patience so that you can see, does this person or this job opportunity or this business partner relationship, does it warrant my looking into? Does it deserve my emotional feelings and my heart getting all involved? Take your time. It's time to queen up. And when we queen up, we are activating our self-control, because your thoughts fuel your emotions. So you have to control what goes in and out of your thoughts, your mind. Because if you're thinking negative, Tony says, the Lord wants us all to come full circle in our destiny so that when we stand before him, our storage in heaven is empty because we completed all our assignments on earth. Great word, great word. So your thoughts fuel those emotions. And then before you know it, you're feeling some kind of way. and then you want to act out or behave a way that is not really you. You know, and then you say, oh, Dr. Conte, I'm so mad they just pulled me out of my character. I let them just pull me out of my character. Or I let them draw me in. Self-control, lack of self-control will cause you to allow people to draw you in. And so you have to guard the things that come into your mind. You have to guard your emotions. You have to guard your behavior and your actions. You have to be able to control them, and not only, not only just control them, how about master them? Master them. And so they're only given when you want to give it. Give it to who's worthy of having it, and not at a spur of the moment, or not because you're out of control, or you lack self-control, or you lack self-discipline. I want you to be equipped with the ABCs of self-success. First of all, that A, affirmation, the B, self-belief, and then the C, self-control. We'll be back this time next week for the D of the self-control, ABCs of self-control, the D, okay? And so, listen, I really, really, really thank you every week for coming. And don't forget, in your life, watch your surroundings, watch what you're doing, watch how you are able to, allow things to come in and out. What are you controlling? Are you controlling the self thoughts and the self emotions? What are you controlling about yourself? Or are you not controlling anything? Are you allowing those things to just come in and out? Actually, the D is self-determination. Self-discipline is a part of self-control. But next week, we're going to talk about self-determination. So you guys can see me on YouTube. You can see me on Facebook Live, Instagram. Listen, if you want to get your book and start getting ready for the challenges, I always say don't do a New Year's resolution, do a New Year challenge. Please get your book. You can do it at www.Conte, Dr. Conte, CONTE, speaks.com. And also, Queen Up, we have our Queen Up shirts. So if you want to get your Queen Up shirt, I love them. They're so amazing. Thank you, LaWanda Noel, for my Queen Up shirt. Thank you so much. Thank you, GC, for my Queen Up designs. I also have Queen Up cups. It is time to queen up, ladies, to get the job you want, to get the life you want, to get the desires you want, to get the visions you want. And so that's what this is all about. That's what the Conteology Queen mindset is about having what you desire to have while you're here on this side, and leaving empty, as Tony says. Your vessel is empty. You have depleted everything here that God wants you to do. And so I look forward to seeing you guys next Sunday. My nonprofit organization is on this side. Actually, my nonprofit organization, Fresh Spirit Wellness for Women, has their walk. For those who do not know what that is an organization that helps those who have been affected by domestic violence. Many of you have heard my survival story on television, on radio, read about it in magazines and in books. And so for 23 years, we've helped women to overcome toxic relationships and intimate partner violence. And so you can help us do that by joining our virtual walk, because this season of COVID pandemic time, we are doing a virtual walk. Does that mean you walk, not your walk is not real? No, that's not what it means. Your walk is real. But you come on the website and show us your video of walking, show us your your pictures, and then help us to raise funds. Register. You can go to www.freshspirit.org and register, www.freshspirit.org, and register for the walk. Fresh Spirit Family and Friends Fund Walk. You can walk from anywhere in the world. Anywhere in the world. If you want me to help you personally to find that self affirmation, to find that self belief, to find the self control that you may be lacking. On the Dr. Conte Speaks website, you can register or sign up. I'm doing a special introductory, just $1 a minute to talk to you to find out what we need to do and where we need to go and give you a roadmap plan and perhaps schedule other times with me to really get what you need out of you, becoming the best you that you can be. I look forward to seeing you, hearing you, talking to you. Click like, share, make a comment, and I know that you are going to be more empowered this week as you practice self-control. All right. I love you. Goodbye. Y'all have a good one and enjoy your rest of your Labor Day weekend.